Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. I'm Dr. Brad Hulsebus, chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois. I'm a graduate of Palmer College of Chiropractic, and for the last 17 seasons, I've been the team chiropractor for the Rockford Ice Hogs, the AHL affiliate of the Chicago Blackhawks. And so I started this podcast under the idea that often I hear people, or I see a news report where they discuss chiropractic care. And after the report's over, they tell you to check with your family doctor before you go. And I've also had other people say, I wanted to come see you, but I checked with my family doctor. They're not sure if I should see you or not. So I started this episode because basically your family doctor has no education on what chiropractors do. No more than he does what a dentist does. So if you want to talk to a chiropractor about what a chiropractor does, or if you have a question about chiropractic, we started this so you could ask the chiropractor. And so this week's question comes from a patient. They asked me, hey, I'm getting ready to do a big project outside of my yard. Should I schedule to come see you before I do it, or should I wait till after I'm done and then see you when I'm done, knowing that I might hurt myself while I'm doing the project? And so this is going to be the same answer if it was doing a project in the yard, doing a project at the house, or maybe before, let's say, a weekend of golf, or maybe try wakeboarding for the first time, or something like that. Should I see the chiropractor before I get into it, or should I just go ahead and wait till after I'm done, knowing after I'm done I might have some aches and pains? Well, my standard answer for this is really simple. You can see me once before or 6 times afterwards. Because when you go into something and you're healthy and strong and you're ready to go, you're less likely to get hurt. You're less likely to have to sit around. Let's say you do it over the weekend. You're less likely to have to sit around Sunday night on ice and aching and pain and say, open up the app and make yourself an appointment for Monday morning knowing that, oh, I overdid it this weekend. I'm going to go in there and see him right away. Because when you come in to see me at that point, when you're already acute, you're swollen, things hurt, you can't twist or bend right, your back's hot, your nerves are irritated, you're under a tremendous amount of stress, it often takes more than one adjustment to correct that. Sometimes it could take 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, or like I just teasingly said, 6, in order to get over that. But if you came to see the chiropractor before, if you got your nervous system tuned up and your spine tuned up before you go into a project, before you go to do something, you're less likely to get hurt. You're less likely to need to come see me afterwards. It's easier to stay well than it is to get well. It's easier to be healthy than it is to get healthy. So by coming in and seeing us before an event, seeing your chiropractor and getting a tune-up before you go to do a major landscaping project or a project around the house or a huge golfing weekend, then you're less likely to hurt yourself during that event, and therefore you're less likely to need care afterwards. I brought up the fact that I've been the team chiropractor for the Rockford Ice Hogs. I've also worked with the CBA basketball teams when we had them here. I've worked with indoor soccer teams. I've worked with all kinds of baseball teams. And everyone's surprised to hear when it comes to like sports chiropractic, we do the majority of our stuff before the games. Because the athletes have learned that if I get adjusted before the game and before I hit the ice, now I'm loose, I'm more limber, I'm able to move better, I'm able to bend and twist better, I can go a little bit faster. We've got tons of research and paperwork on the fact that athletes should get adjusted before events, jump a little higher, run a little faster, and improve their scores. I know there's chiropractors, they have their chiropractic conference, the football guys do, like with the hockey chiropractic group, the football chiropractic group. They actually do it at the combine because there's such demand to get seen by these prospects before they run and get their scores before the draft to elevate their draft status. So there's a huge calling for that. So they all meet there once a year. It's always like the first weekend of March in Indianapolis. So as being part of the Pro Hockey Player Chiropractic Society, I've been invited to that several times. So those guys just want to get tuned up before they go. They know that if they hit the ice and everything's moving and bending, twisting good, they're going to have a better game. They're going to get called up to the Blackhawks more likely, and they're going to just score and skate faster. So the same is true for us, right? I mean, most of us aren't probably going to get a major league contract, but that's true for all of us, right? If I'm going to go out and see my cousins, the chiropractors over across town, and they want to challenge me to a game of golf, I'm going to make sure I get adjusted before I see them, because I'm the older cousin. I got to make sure I still beat them, right? So I always get adjusted before. So it's always better to get seen before than afterwards. Now, sometimes you still have to get seen afterwards. Sometimes we still overdo it. But if you would have got seen before, and then you hurt yourself during the weekend doing the project, what happens then is, yeah, you might have to get seen again afterwards, but it might only be once or twice. Versus if you just waited and then came in, you might be coming in 6 times or something like that. So overall, you get seen less. Even if you have to get seen afterwards, you'll get seen less if you come in before the event. So I hope that answers your question. To the patient who asked me this, should I come in before or after? I hope that answers it. Before is always, always better. All right, everybody, stay healthy and strong this summer, And if you have a question yourself, if you've been curious about chiropractic care, wanted to give it a try, maybe had some apprehension, maybe you have an issue that you like to get addressed before you come in, well, you can look at our previous episodes that we've done. Take a look at it. It's a huge library. Otherwise, you could go ahead and submit a question at rockforddc.com, rockforddc.com. And right there, we'll see your question. And maybe in the next episode, I'll be answering your question. So again, I'm Dr. Brent Holsabus, chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois, and Ask the Chiropractor. Thank you.